A man is... Sorry.
Welcome back to another video, where today we'll be talking about the infamous Tom Hanks. More specifically, we'll be talking about his net worth, lifestyle, and all of his millions. Before we jump into the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel to see future videos like this. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the good stuff. First of all, who is Tom Hanks? If you don't know who Tom Hanks is, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you live under a rock. I've come to the conclusion because not only is Tom Hanks an iconic and award-winning actor who has been supplying heartfelt and sincere entertainment for decades, but because he is without a doubt one of the sweetest celebrities to exist. This is not an exaggeration. Tom Hanks is a huge activist as well as a sensational actor. With awards for an entire network of films, including Oscars for Forrest Gump and Philadelphia, Hanks has created a beyond impressive movie career over the last 40 years that just continues to grow. If you're wondering what some of the movies are that you'll recognize him from, wander no further. Some of his most iconic roles appear in the movies Forrest Gump, Captain Phillips, Sully, Catch Me If You Can, Castaway, and many, many more. He's also known for his voice acting as Woody in the hit franchise Toy Story. The list is endless. Well, not endless, but at least 107 movies long, and we don't have time for that. Perhaps another video. His movies have grossed an incredible $9 million at the box office and continue to entertain many to this day. Now, onto Hanks' private life. He's a big family man and has several children. From his first marriage, he has Colin Hanks, who is also an actor, and Elizabeth Ann. From his second and current marriage to Rita Wilson, he has two more children, Chester and Truman. As well as being a big family man, Hanks is also a big baseball supporter and favors the Cleveland Indians. Additionally, Hanks is a converter to the Greek Orthodox Church, doing so just before his second marriage. Now let's look at what really made you click onto the video. Tom Hanks' bucket loads of money. Hanks has a whopping net worth of $400 million and has been said to be one of the richest actors in the world. I wonder how much money the richest actor has if it's more than this. Considering how many movies Hanks has appeared in and how successful they've been, it's not really a surprise that he's one of the richest actors in the world. Hanks makes a lot of money on a movie, but exactly how much depends on what movie it is. The renowned actor earned $40 million from Saving Private Ryan and an incredible $70 million from Forrest Gump. While these were two of his most successful movies, we presume he earns a hefty sum no matter what picture he appears in. Overall, that's a lot of money compared to what other actors make. He was actually placed third on Forbes' list of highest paid actors. Now we know how much money Hanks is worth, let's take a peek at what he spends all of these earnings on. First, let's take a look at the gorgeous home he shares with his wife, Rita Wilson. In 2016, Hank bought a lavishly beautiful and expensive Malibu ranch house with Rita. It cost a huge $26 million and was 14,500 square foot of style. However, considering all of their children are grown up and starting families of their own, it might have been a bit too much extra space for the couple. The two didn't keep the mansion for too long and sold it again after just a year later in 2017. Hanks has owned and lived in several properties over the years and probably has a good few that he currently owns. Though it's not known exactly how many or where, he's moved around a lot over the decades but is currently living on his home turf in the United States. As of now, Hanks and his wife are residing in his Los Angeles mansion in California. It's a 4-bedroom mansion with its very own pool that put them back just over $25 million. We've not seen inside, but we bet it's gorgeous for a price like that. Another known property the couple owns is a gorgeous little villa in Greece, where they like to spend relaxing in the hotter months. The family loves to vacation on the small island of Antiparos, so Hanks bought land there to build a 450 square foot holiday home. Now, let's take a look at some of the vacations Hanks likes to go on. As previously mentioned, Hanks most often vacations in Greece, in his very own holiday home. That's not the only place he loves to travel though, and he's been doing so for decades. He's spent years and years traveling the world promoting his movies and taking time off for himself and his family. And when he does take time off, he likes to travel in style by opting for private jets rather than economy. While this means none of us will be lucky enough to bump into Tom Hanks at the airport, it is very cool nonetheless. We can't say we blame him either. Alongside work and his Greek getaways, Hanks has traveled with some pretty exciting and important people. Did you know Hanks vacationed with Obama, Oprah, and Bruce Springsteen in 2017? Yep, pretty cool, right? The group wound up going to French Polynesia, a luxurious vacation destination few get to see in their lifetime. Hanks spoke fondly of the trip, but wasn't too impressed with the small bike he was given on one of their day trips. First world problems, but we'll let him get away with it. Aside from traveling on private private jets, Hanks loves to spend a lot of his time sailing and does so in style. In 2004, Hanks and Rita rented the largest sailing yacht in the world, and no, that's not an exaggeration. The yacht was built in 1976, taking the title of the largest sailing yacht then, and still now it maintains that title. Hanks and Rita then spent some envy-inducing days exploring the Turkish coast on the 246-foot beast. With enough space for 12 people, we're not exactly sure how much the trip cost, but we're going to go ahead and guess a lot. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty jealous. Aside from travel, luxury homes, and yachts, Hanks also likes to spend a few dollars on his accessories. More specifically, watches. Hanks is always seen sporting a stylish and expensive watch, far too many to count over the decades. He seems to opt for more classic-looking watches and has been seen wearing brands like Rolex more than any other. He loves to show some of these pieces off at award shows and interviews, and based off all of the ones we've seen, it's safe to assume he's got a pretty expansive collection. Unlike watches, Hanks also spends his millions on more niche collectible that you probably wouldn't be able to guess. Any ideas? It's not coins, it's not vintage vinyls or rare art pieces. Have any guesses? No? Fine, I'll tell you. Hanks is a huge fan and collector of typewriters and is beyond dedicated to his collection. Specifically vintage typewriters, Hanks finds them all over the world and brings them back to display at home. He's got about 120 in his collection, according to Hanks himself, and we can bet he's spent a lot of money on them considering the selling price some of them go for. Hanks started the collection at age 19 and ended up with hundreds of typewriters at one point. Presumably because they were taking up a bit more space than he bargained for, Hanks started to give them away and managed to dwindle his collection down to roughly 120. That's still a lot if you ask us, but apparently a lot more manageable for him. He's given these typewriters to countless individuals over the years, but one person that stands out is a boy called Corona. Corona is an 8-year-old who reached out to Hanks and his wife after hearing that the two had gotten sick. He questioned whether the two were okay and told them that he was struggling with bullying due to his name. Hanks wrote back, "You are the only person I've ever known to have the name Corona, like the ring around the sun, a crown." He then sent him one of the typewriters, a Corona, and finished the letter with, "I thought this typewriter would suit you," he said. "I'd taken it to the Gold Coast, and now it's back. With you. Ask a grown-up how it works, and use it to write me back. P.S. You've got a friend in me," was scrawled in ink across the bottom. How sweet. Hanks obviously has a huge heart and likes to give what he can. This leads us onto our next money spender of Hanks, charity. Not only does Hanks do a lot for charity, but he gives a lot of money to charity too. He's spent millions of dollars supporting different charities over the decades and continues to do so now, spreading their wealth across a huge variety of different organizations in need of donations. Some of the organizations and charities he is an avid supporter of include the following: NASA's space program, American Foundation for AIDS Research, Cancer Research Institute, the Rainforest Foundation, and more. Overall, Hanks is involved in around 30 different charities that focus on aiding all kinds of minority groups across the world. In 2008, he helped raise $40 million in protest to Proposition 8 that was against same-sex marriage. In 2016, Hanks actually received the French Legion of Honor for his support of World War II troops and war veterans, and has received other awards relating to his activism and humanitarian acts. There you have it, Tom Hanks' millions and his huge heart. That's all we have time for today, guys, but we'll see you soon for another video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the future videos like this one. Don't forget to turn on notifications so that you don't miss out.